Alright, today we're going to be replacing some parts on the Sequoia here. Often an overlooked part that we forget to replace on these things are these three-way heater hose couplings here. Part number is, let's see, 87248060460. I believe these are like $5 a piece. I have 3 of them. You only need 2, and they are located on the Sequoia right here. There's a T intersection right here, and what it's doing is it's bypassing or allowing a 3-way for the heater core. There's one in the front. This one goes to the front of the front passengers, and then in the rear of the vehicle there's actually another heater core in the back, and that's where it tees off into. There's one here, and then on the other side we have another one right here. These are common for braking because they get brittle over time, and they're AR plastic, so you do have to replace them every once in a while. I have not done mine, and this has over 245,000 miles, and I doubt they have ever been replaced. So today we will be replacing them. Alright, ideally we want the engine to be cooled off, but I had this running earlier when I was cleaning the engine, and so it's still a little warm. So first thing we do is take the pressure off. So hopefully this is not too hot. Alright, no pressure, so we're good there. I know it is still hot, just feeling it here. Alright, we are going to start off with the one here on the left. What I'm going to do first is to minimize coolant loss. We are going to hose clamp a couple of these hoses here. Hose clamps. Move a couple of the hose clamps to get the other hose clamps off. So now that those are out of the way, they should come off if your plastic hasn't been too brittle, and most of the time if you're doing this they probably are. So to help minimize how much you break, I like to get a hook like this, spray it with a little bit of WD-40, and what that allows me to do is try to squeeze some of this WD-40 in between the hose and the plastic. It breaks the seal like so. See, it's leaking a little coolant already. I'm gonna do the top one. Gotta wedge it in there. Helps break the seal. Breaks any corrosion that maybe have happened there. And this back one. Leaking all kinds of fluid. See, it's already coming off a little bit, so I'm going to slowly work on all 3 of them at the same time. Alright, before I take that off, I'm going to get the new one here ready to go. That way, in case it does start spewing, I don't lose too much coolant. So, okay, that one's just about off. Oh, yep, got a leaker. Why is it leaking so much? Which one is not clamped off as much as it could? I used to have more of these clamps, but over the years I think I've lost a few. Alright, let's see if that makes a difference. Alright, guess I don't have a choice. not too bad. Didn't lose too much coolant. So now that that's back on, we can get the hose clamps out of the way. I like to try to put these back on the same wear groove they were already at. This ensures a nice clamp. Just to have a bunch of pliers, different style ones. This one's like a 45-degree angle one. This one's a needle nose, but it's a long straight one. These are all like long reach pliers. Alright, that's one down, one to go. Alright, for this we're going to take the clamps off before I put the hose clamps on, just so they're not in the way. There's one. There's number 2. And number 3. Again, we're going to use this hook ray I have here. Spray a little WD-40 on there. This helps break the seal. I have yet to puncture a hose doing it this way, and if it does puncture a hose, that means your hose is probably already no good to begin with. Looks like we're already starting to leak, so we are going to start clamping it off early. Alright, now that they're clamped off, we're going to break the seal on all 3 of these. Do that here. That one's already been done. Just gotta do this one without stabbing myself. Alright. Looks like this one's gonna be leaking too. That sucks. Oh, yep, this one broke. This is what you don't want happening, is exactly what this is doing. The other one I lucked out, came out clean. This one not so much, and this is what happens. When they get old like this, they get brittle and they snap like this. Alright, I put the radiator cap back on, and that seemed to stop the leaking while I work on getting the rest of this out. Try to get as much of those pieces out. I don't want it in there. You can just run this around the whole 360 of this tube. Should be able to get it free enough to get it out. Maybe. Yeah, it's breaking apart. Just hoping to pull this out more in a whole piece instead of a bunch of pieces, but take what I can get at this point. Alright, got all that out. Let's see about getting the rest of these out. While we're doing that, I'm going to fit this one in already, in case it starts leaking more. So that fits pretty nice. Nice and gentle. Oh. See how yellow that is? It means that plastic's starting to go. And this last one, well, it spins freely, so we know it's broken free. Just a matter of pulling it out without breaking. We're gonna use plier to help open it up a little bit, or the hook. You can see I'm pulling away plastic. This is the plastic breaking, so I have a feeling this one's probably going to break on me as well. Try and get it out. Oh, got lucky. Look at that. brittle plastic here. This is why we replace it. You want to do it before it turns. If you start already seeing it like this on the outside, like the parts of the plastic you can see it's all yellowed up already, you better get to replacing this. Alright, now it's just a matter of putting it back together. Put this hose clamp on while we have extra room since the top hose is out of the way. Same thing with this one. Get this a little closer. Gotta have every plier there is to do the job. Well, I guess it makes it easier. You don't really need to have all of them. Alright, it's 2. Last one. All right, now we can take these pliers, clamps off. Now that the easy part's done, we just gotta top it off and bleed it. Good idea to get yourself one of these funnels like this. They usually come with an assortment of attachments that fit your radiator. This one's actually an old radiator cap that I drilled out, because the one that it came with I did not like. And you find one of the attachments that fit this. You just install this like a radiator cap. This creates a no spill refill setup. Plus it allows you to bleed it as well. So, and it comes with a plug as well for when you're done. You can just plug it and take your coolant out. So now we're ready to top it off. I like to use OEM Toyota pink coolant. This is already pre-mixed 50-50. Just gonna pour this in here and just top it off. Now, to ensure that this is properly bled and topped off correctly, you're gonna want to start the vehicle up. You're gonna want to set the temperature to hot. That way the coolant flows to the rear heater core and it helps bleed all out the entire system. As it warms up, this will start bubbling if there's any air pockets in the system. And then while you have it running, it'll check both sides, make sure there's no leaks anywhere. Looks good over here. I'm gonna check the other side, make sure there's no leaks over here as well. Coolant looks like it's pretty good. I like to squeeze the upper hose to get some bubbles out of there if there are any. I am already on a slight, my driveway's uphill, so everything up here, this is already the highest point, so it should bleed pretty good. Just gonna let this run for a little bit till it warms up, and we should be good to go. Now that it's bled off and there's no more bubbles, what I like to do is make sure that there's no spill here. Is I grab the hose here and I'll squeeze. As you're squeezing, you'll plug it. Then you'll be able to take this off, take the excess you have and just put it in your resi. Now that that's empty, you can take this off, no spill, and then all you gotta do is take your radiator cap and put it back on. And you're all done. Alright, this is why when you replace these parts, as you can see, this one came apart when I was taking the hose off. Completely broke apart here. Pretty sure the other two would have broke if I wasn't as careful taking this off. Got a little carried away since this one came out so clean. You can see it looked like this one's probably been replaced. I doubt this is the original one, because there is 245,000 miles on this engine. So I'm pretty sure this one's broke before and had been replaced. This one does not look like it's been replaced. You can see all the corrosion that's happening on there. Plastic's already starting to come apart, starting to turn yellow. So these are the pieces that broke off. Some of it fell on the ground. Placed these before it is too late. In my case, I was close.
take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.